Hi there, and welcome to part 6 of our look at FreezerWorks Pinnacle. Last time we created kits for our study, blank or agnostic kits for future enrollments, and kits specific to existing enrolled patients. Now let's imagine all those visits have taken place and the kits have been sent back to us. Let's receive them and actually add them to our database. To begin receiving pre-generated data, open Inventory Management, Receive Samples for Study. You'll then see this mini menu. We'll go over receiving new samples in a future video. For now, click Receive Pre-Generated Samples. You'll next need to determine whether you are receiving a whole kit, a batch of samples, possibly from numerous kits, or boxes of aliquots, possibly from numerous kits as well. We'll go through each method over the course of the next 2 videos, but note that the process remains largely the same every time. For this video, let's scan visit kits. You'll be taken to the Receive Visits form. The top box is where you will do your scanning. The second box is where the samples expected for the scan visit will appear. And the third box is where the aliquots expected to be created from the scan visit will appear. So, pull out the kit you're receiving and scan the label attached to it. When scanning samples and aliquots, you'll be able to select a different scan field. That is, the field on the labels you are scanning. But with visits, you are restricted to using the FreezerWorks Visit ID, currently at least. So scan the ID, or enter it, and click Add. Now this first scan I've done is for an agnostic kit I created from inside my study's configuration. Thus, I need to provide a participant study ID to match with the kit and its pre-generated data. Enter it, and click Continue. The 3 boxes will fill in with the information contained in the scan visit. The first box lists the study you're working with, the participant ID connected to the kit, the visit the kit is for, and the site where the visit took place, which is always modifiable. The visit date and visit length will be empty. You can choose to fill them in now or later inside the visit record. If you need to rescan for any reason, click Rescan. Otherwise, move on to the second box, where the sample expected for the scan visit is listed, with the field data that was set up when modeling our visits. Use the Receive checkboxes to check off any samples you did not receive with the kit. Checking off a sample will remove the aliquots to be created from said sample from the list box at the bottom. You can also check off individual aliquots, say, if not enough of the sample was collected to create all the expected aliquots. I'll check off 2 aliquots, so you can see how discrepancies work in the end. Finally, if you included freezer position as a field for your model aliquots when you're modeling your visits, you can double-click your aliquots and change the selected freezer section. At the moment, this is the only field you can edit when receiving samples. So, everything looks good to me. Let's click Continue. You'll next receive the list of tests that are to be ordered based on the received samples. So samples and aliquots that were checked off will not have their tests displayed. Simply check off any tests you do not want to order. I'll order them all. Then click Continue again. Now I am given this discrepancy reason message. This is where I can provide a reason why certain samples, aliquots, or tests expected for the visit were not fulfilled. I got this message since I checked off 2 of my aliquots. The discrepancy reason will appear inside the visit record we'll see in a minute. So I'll enter my reason and click Continue. The program will then ask if I'd like to continue receiving samples or go to the inventory list view to see what I've received so far. I'm going to keep going so you can see how scanning a non-agnostic kit looks. Alright, let's add a visit date, visit length, day, and let's say I didn't get my sample too. Click Continue again, and I receive this message once more. This time I'll click No. Now I am returned to the inventory list view where the samples I have just received are listed. If I go to the Patients tab, the patients I received those samples for are listed as well. And if I go to the Visits tab, the visits I just received are listed as well. And I can open the records and see what was received in comparison to what was actually modeled. As you can see, the discrepancy reason is here as well, and the visit date and length of visit, which I'll fill in now. And that about does it for receiving entire pre-generated kits. In our next video, we'll receive individual samples and aliquots. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.